She wants commitment from you, and he wants freedom. And if she gets him to commit, he feels that great loss of freedom, and the energy of the relationship loses passion, loses depth, and it gets dry. And if he gets his freedom, he never feels enough. Then he lives a shallow life. He jumps from one woman to the next, and it all feels empty and shallow. And he lacks passion and depth in his life. He's confused by all these options that he gets in his life. So the big question is, how can he find freedom in commitment? And how can she find safety in his freedom? Let's dive into that. Let's dive into the solution for him first. How can he find freedom in commitment? All right. Realize that as a man, the first big obstacle is that he is still seeking validation in women. And that's a big thing. He seeks his sense of identity in the world, in women especially. Women represent the woman, represent that being who can judge him. They see him naked. They choose whether or not he is worthy, if he is loved and wanted. If she lays in bed with you, if she chooses to surrender to you, then it must mean that you are masculine. Then it must mean that you are in power, right? So you look, as a man, you look for that in women. You look for the validation. And then once you have the validation, your trauma, once you're settled down, once you have that one woman, you will search for it in other women still. You will want to, at some point, want to feel how wanted you are, how chosen. Do you still have it inside of you to be chosen by a new woman? And then you become a drug addict who wants validation from women all the time. And that's when you start to run from one to the next. So that's the first thing. And funny enough, the biggest sense of validation comes when he gets to have sex. That's why, you know, when he has these commitment issues, it's mostly about sex. It's mostly that he wants sex from other women. It wouldn't be much of a big problem if he says, I love to exchange ideas with other women. I love to have talks with other women. I don't mean flirting. I mean just socializing and being with other women and talking and having nice chats, or even doing stuff on a friendship basis with other women. Mostly when we talk about commitment issue, it's about jumping into bed. It's about sex. It's about I want that sex. And men who can't commit, they often realize that they have a pattern where they want to rush into sex. They meet a woman, they want to have sex immediately. They want to have sex soon. They're not just fine with doing sports with them or having nice conversations or doing, you know, sharing hobbies or painting or art or whatever it is, or traveling together. For them, often they need to feel that validation through sex. And they will rush into it. They want to have it fast. They want to have it today. They want to have it in the second or third or fourth date, or already in the first date. So it is this addiction to validation that a man needs to give up in order to be able to find freedom in commitment. He needs to be free from women. The freedom he seeks is not really to have multiple women. The freedom he seeks is to be free from women, detached, not needing them anymore. When you are, as a man, not needing it anymore, then you are free. And then you can easily commit because you find that freedom in the commitment. But you need to free yourself from validation, from external validation. How do you do that? Go on a detox. Okay? First detox, porn. Really big source of validation. You click and you have hundreds, thousands of naked women. It gives you the feeling of being worthy and loved and validated on a subconscious level. That is what you seek there. Give up porn. Rewire your brain. Rewire it. Show yourself that you do not need it that much. Show yourself that you can be free of it. So detox your brain from porn. Detox your brain from women in general. When you go out with them, do not jump into sex. Do not jump into needing the need to be validated through sexual encounters, through flirting. Enjoy their being. Enjoy them without rushing into it. Enjoy with them a nice conversation. Enjoy with them sports. Enjoy with them travel. Refuse the urge to always immediately search that sense of identity through sex with them. Then detect all the other sources in which you still look for validation in your life. Instagram. Are you looking for comments, likes, how many people like your posts, how many people watch your stories? Give those behaviors up. You know, you need to imagine that you are an addict to validation, which we are all to some degree, but imagine you really want to get rid of that addiction. You want to take that drug away from you. So stop checking it. Detach from the world. Stop checking for the responses in people, even when you're with them. Go for some time alone and figure out who you are if you are no longer performing for people. Who are you then as a man? What wants to be born out of you? What wants to be expressed from the depth of your soul without needing any applause from it? If you find that space, that freedom to be you, then you will find that this is the greatest freedom you ever looked for. And in that you will find the ability to commit, because you do not need all of the women and world and attention anymore. All you need is to be with God or with your higher mind and actually express your creativity fully. And yeah, find all other ways in which you still need external validation. Can be through earning money, can be through wearing nice clothes or your body image. And to try to consciously detox from it. If you use your body as a great tool for validation, stop training in a way to make your muscles bigger. Train in a way that is fun for you, that you like to do. Do sports you enjoy, not to look better, not to impress the world. You see, that's how you rewire your brain, how you are no more addicted to validation, external validation. And that's how you start living for yourself. And when you start living for yourself, you find great freedom in that. And then you can be yourself in a relationship, because you don't need your partner anymore to tell you who you are or how good you are. You can just share your passions that come from you. So, number 1, external validation, get rid of it. The second thing is bring more presence in where you are. The best masculine attribute or quality is presence. Okay? Look, if you have all options and if you keep all these options and chasing options in the future, options of women or things to do, and you have too much freedom, you end up not choosing, you end up being confused, and you end up having shallow encounters. So too many options, keeping them in your mind of what I could do and stuff, that is what happens to Hollywood actors. They have so many options, so many women, but they can't really love that one woman. They can't really be in presence and dive deeper into the relationship. So when you have a partner or when you're with a woman, bring presence into that relationship. Meaning, do not have a concept. Do not have a concept of what this relationship has to be or has to become or is gonna be. It's really frightening to be with a woman, to be with a woman and imagine, it's a marriage, I have to live my entire life like that. It's just gonna be her all the time, and this is how I'm supposed to show up in this relationship. That's how you kill love. Love is a moving energy. It's expanding, it's a movement. Devote and commit yourself to the flow of love, not to a woman, not to the label, not to the marriage. Devote yourself to the highest form of love. And how do you feel the highest form of love? When you're fully present, when you feel I'm here. That's where love flows now. Love has no labels. It doesn't say, I'm now in this committed relationship, I'm now in that. No, meet your woman moment to moment in a fresh sense. Be with her there. Figure out what is the most exciting to do with her. What do you love? Where is the flow of love taking you? And you will see, you will nurture a relationship with her that goes deep and that is fun, that is light, that is beautiful. And if she cannot be in that flow with you, then she's not the right one. If she chooses to be all the time negative, if she chooses to all the time see the bad things in you and blame and whatever, but you are devoting and committing yourself to the presence of love, moment to moment, and you drift away from her, then drift away until you find a woman who can nurture, where you commit to love, not to each other, to the energy of love. You commit to that together. Then you amplify that love. You feel like, whoa, in this relationship, love starts to grow. But not because we're so attached to each other, not because we make a label, not because we cling on, not because we hold on, not because we try to have labels of what it is and where it goes. No, because we both feel the flow of love in our hearts. We feel what brings us joy, what brings us passion, moment to moment, and we follow that. And we are just very present to that. We're not thinking about the future. We're not thinking about other options. We're not thinking about what all is there. And, no, we are present. We are here. We feel the flow of love. Okay? That is the second thing. Have these two things. And I'm sure that commitment is something that naturally comes. It feels free because it is not so pushed. It's not labeled. It is something that is out of your being, naturally arising. Beautiful, right? All right. The second or the other thing is the solution for her. She needs to find safety in his freedom. Okay? And that's for women. I'm not a woman, but it is not so easy all the time, because what you need to understand as a woman is, if you want him to choose you, you want him to choose you out of his freedom, not because he feels pushed to. Before he can choose you, you need to let him go be free. You see, and you as a woman do that all the time. You need to practice that all the time. You need to let him go in order that he chooses you out of his freedom. And how do you let him go? How are you not scared of his freedom, of letting him go? Well, it is trust. It is surrendering to life. That is what the feminine is about. Surrender. What can help is praying. What can help is the mantra of saying, whatever is meant to be, will be. And you give that up to God. You give that up to a higher being. You say, I let this man, I love him so much, so I let him be free. And if he chooses me, then it's meant to be. And if not, somebody else will choose me. But I am not so rigidly holding on to life and to love and to all of that. I am surrendering. I'm opening myself up. And in that opening up, you can let go of jealousy, of fear. You can be playful. You can be fun. You stop blaming him. And in that flow, in that openness to life, in that playfulness, you invite him gently. You invite him gently to dance with you, to play with you, to enjoy the beauty of life, to enjoy your beauty. And he can feel that open flow of love that you are within you. You live with an open heart as a woman. And I love that word, inviting. You're not pulling him. You're not needing him. You're not like, now devote yourself to me, and why are you doing this, and why are you looking at other girls, and you should not do that. That will push him away. That will push him far away. You know that you just surrender, that you love yourself. You can have your values as a woman, but you know that God or a higher source will bring it to you effortlessly. You do not need to push it onto another man. You don't need to blame him. If he's not in alignment with what you feel in your heart, then just let him go. Tell him like, look, I'm this playful, fun, emotional being. I can cry and stuff, but I'm not blaming you. I'm not pushing you. I'm not trying to hold on to you. I'm just gonna be that, and whoever man fits that, and whoever man wants to dance with me in that, he's free to come. And then you have the greatest skill and quality that a man will want to be in. And that increases your chance to have a man who commits to that, who commits to play and enjoy life with you for a lifetime. But not through pushing, not through trying so hard. Find that safety inside your heart. Find it in giving up worries to God, to a higher being. Have some practices like that. Meet your girlfriends. Talk with them about it. But never chase love, girl. You're so valuable and you're so beautiful. You're a queen. Never chase love. You never have to beg for love. Every time you see yourself begging or being scared about him and other women, you're not in your full strength. And you must let it go. You must remember who you are, and you are love. You are play. You are the flow of life within yourself. Devote yourself to that. Find safety in that. And I promise you attract a man who will see these qualities and want to be in that with you and grow in that with you. And then you both create a relationship where the commitment is to love and to let love grow and expand and amplify and nurture both of you. It's no more a commitment to each other in that sense. You both come to nurture the garden of love. You're two gardeners who take care of that thing we call love to blossom and to expand and to be more, become more. That is the commitment. All right, I hope that helped for him, getting rid of external validation, reducing options in a sense of being very, very present, feeling the flow of life, not having labels in your mind, being with her present there. And for her to surrender, to open, to find safety in his freedom. He will choose you if it's meant to be. All right, let me know how that was, how it helped you, if it helped you. Other thoughts, I would love to hear it in the comments. We're all in this together, figuring life out. Yeah. Hasta la Viego.